Hello everyone, and welcome back to Bible Talk. This is video 5. Today's video is about God's grace. What is grace? Well, grace is actually a form of mercy. It means that you have something there with a big dog, is usually what it is, where he extends the scepter. You've heard of kings, right? When they extend the scepter to you, and they put the emperor puts the up sign with his thumb, then it's all good with you. So that's what grace is. And God's grace, well, that would be not just the big dog. No, that would be God, the Almighty. And He is extending His up thumb to you, is what He's doing. That's God's grace. And I wanted to add that God's grace doesn't necessarily mean that it's free. No, it's not free. It does take work. You have to do the will of the Father in heaven. But when you're done working for the Lord, that is when you receive God's grace. You see, what would you think of an emperor if he told you to go and build a city for him that was worthy of the emperor, to expand the empire? Well, you would go and you would do 5 years of that work to actually expand the empire and do the work for the emperor. And that would be fine to do. And what that would mean, because you have to do 3 years for God. But you see, for the empire of an emperor, that's 22 years. Now you know how brutal it is. That's how much it is, because it's actually God having you build His kingdom. By just suffering like Lazarus and being a mess with witchcraft all over you, or else, well, not just resting in your own fecal matter, but maybe actually working, and then you get treated better. In Job, he did a hybrid deal some of the way. Mostly he just bronzed. But then look at Paul. Paul actually had a light affliction. So I want you to know that the Bible is real. And if you want to have the things that the guys in the Bible had, you have to do what they did. That's common sense. And the world is a system of a down. Yep, it means that there's a Sunoco, which is forcing you down. And it's actually a spiritual force that is downing you and sending you to hell. And you actually have to force your way through all of that by breaking through the brood of vipers, by being the juggernaut and smashing through. And once you do that, then you receive 5 times more grace than an emperor. I'm just, doing an educated guess here is what it actually is. Because you're human and you can't experience infinity. I mean, obviously, but you could experience a lot. And God gives you His grace once you're done. So that's our video on God's grace. This is video 5. And now I'm going to do what I always do. I'm just going to repeat it because I'm tired of it. I need somebody to message me. That way I can actually give them the password. And I'm not even saying it to myself quietly. I'm actually keeping it quiet because nobody's saying it. And so far, I've got one celestial that I built. Yep, and we did it quietly. And he actually got access to the password without me, which is also a good way to do it. That's the way I did it. But you have to do the will of the Father in heaven. So let's say it together. The will of the Father in heaven. 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 Okay, this was Bible Talk video 5. Until next time, the will of the Father in heaven.